Hi and welcome to our clerical grade IBPS examination preparation. Today we will be looking at the English part and we would be wrapping up correct usage with grammar with this class, after which we'll be moving on to other sections. Okay, so we have seen quite a few correct usage exercise questions and I have explained concepts with these exercise questions, right? So we have seen adverbs versus adjectives, we've seen conventions, we've seen idioms and phrases, yes? So today we will be looking at some of the most commonly confused usage terms, okay? So the entire class is going to be about common confusion that arises in most of our minds when we speak or write the language. So, of course, the goal for this session again is going to be correct usage. Sorry, just a second. Let's look at the first word pair that most of us tend to get wrong, okay? Now, affect and effect. Affect is a verb while effect is a noun. Now, also remember that in certain places, effect can be a verb, okay? Now, look at this. The effect of plastic usage is bad, okay, meaning the impact. Then you can also say plastic affects our health. Okay, now affect here is a verb, effect is a noun, correct? Affect has a negative connotation, remember that very well, okay? So when you say you're affected by something, it is typically used in the negative connotation. I say typically, there are some outliers to that as well. Now, these two are classic examples of how to use effect and affect, okay? Now, you can also say the collector affected a few much needed changes in the collectorate during her tenure. Okay. Now, when you put affected as a verb here, okay, it means bring over a change, okay. Now, this, remember, is used in uber formal contexts, okay. So, it means bring about a change, effect a change, okay, and it is used only in very few instances where the context is super formal, okay. So, remember that very well, affect, effect and effect as a verb, okay. Now, you can also, of course, say affected versus affected. Plastic affected her health badly, okay. So, you cannot say affected here. Affected typically is followed by a person. So, the subject for the verb affected is typically a person. So, you can say the collector, the doctor, the dean effected a beautiful change in the hospital, or the prime minister effected a few schemes that were taken very well by the citizens, so on and so forth, okay. So, affect versus effect, you cannot really put these two, interchangeably. You cannot use them interchangeably. Next, the difference between all space ready and already. Now remember that this is not already with a double L. It is a single L ready. Okay. What is the difference? He was all ready for the vacation. She was already on vacation. When you use this already, it means it's already happened. It's over. She was. When you mean she was already on vacation, it means that she's there. As we speak, she's there. It's over. Okay. So we can't bring her back to office. Okay. So that's the context that you give when you say already. I'm already a member here. I am already 40. I am already 45. Okay. Or stuff like, I don't think I should go for the exam. All of you have already prepared while I would be starting afresh. So it would be a bad idea. Okay. So already is to do with time. On the other hand, when you use all space ready, it means you're ready. You're all set. All prepared. Okay. You're eagerly awaiting something. He was all ready for the vacation. He was all ready. He was very set, prepared. He was eagerly awaiting the vacation. Maybe he packed his bags, his tickets were booked, his accommodation was booked. Okay. So he was all space ready for the vacation, full stop. His flights, comma, his accommodation and his plans were already booked. Okay. So this particular set of lines would help you understand the difference between all space ready and already. Do not interchange these two. They are never interchangeable. Meaning wise, they are very different. Next, we look at number versus amount. Okay. Now there are some nouns that are countable. And then there are others that are not countable. Okay. Let's look at girl. Girl, one countable, one girl, two girl, three girls. Okay. Then there is sugar, sand. Okay. Anything else that you can, girl, boy, country, men, colors, pen, pencil, system. Okay. And here you have water, air, sand, sugar. Okay. Now, when you are talking about countable nouns, okay, always remember to use countable words associated with these. You say number here, amount here. Okay. Now, look at this. Number of girls, number of boys, number of countries, number of men, number of colors, number of pens, number of systems. Make sense? You can actually count. Okay. When you say the number of girls who appeared for the test is 21. Okay. So you can actually count the number of girls there and come up with a definite number. They are countable. But you cannot really count sugar or sand, right? There is some amount of sand stuck on my footwear and I need to clean my footwear so that it's all clean again. Okay, so in that case you use amount. Okay, it's not just number and amount. Few is countable while less is not countable. I want tea with very less sugar in it. I want some more sugar in my tea. Then lot. I want a lot of sugar in my coffee. There is very less water in this city, or little. There is little water in this city. Okay, there is some air caught in this water, and that is what is causing the bubbles. Okay, there is little air in this room left to breathe. Okay, so all of this is not countable, and these are the adjectives that you use when you quantify these nouns. Got it? Less, lot, little, and these are for the negative connotations, correct? More, much. Now look at this. I want some more sugar, some more sand. I need some more water. I need to go out. Sorry, just a second. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going out so that I can have some air, right? Now look at this. Few. I want more girls to participate in sports. That is actually wrong. Although we say that very often, correct? We do that, and we are guilty as charged. Okay. You should be saying, I want more number, or you can say many more. Now many is the word to be used here. Many girls, many more girls should be participating in sports. Many boys came up to my aid, or many countries have denied visa request for this particular person. Many men were interested in the army, or many colors go and form a kaleidoscope. I looked at many pens and then bought this. Many systems have failed where this system has come out with flying colors. Okay, so remember that you cannot say much men or much countries, much boys, much colors. Okay, now remember that in certain contexts it is still okay. For example, much color, this particular jacket tends to bleed much color, meaning it just bleeds color, the color runs. I'm talking about the idea of color as an attribute, and I'm not talking about specific colors, red, blue, yellow, green, no. Okay, so there are very specific contexts. Otherwise, whenever you use you use an adjective to quantify a certain noun, ask yourself this: is it a countable noun? In that case, I use these particular adjectives: few, many. And if it's not, I use non-countable adjectives. Okay. Then there is awful and awfully. Okay, awful is an adjective. Awfully, on the other hand, is an adverb. Okay. Now, an adverb is something that quantifies or qualifies a verb, an adverb, or an adjective. Okay. Now let's look at a verb that fast. Okay. Fast. When I run fast. Fast is an adverb, correct? In this case, this fast is associated with a verb. How do I run? I run very fast. Okay, in this case, run is the verb, fast is the adverb, very is something that is intensifying the adverb that is already present. Very here again is an adverb. Okay, now how does she look? She looks beautiful. Or I can say she is beautiful. Okay, now in this case, she looks beautiful. Beautiful is an adverb because look is a verb. But in this case, she is beautiful. This is an adjective. Beautiful is an adjective. Okay, now when I put very here and here, she looks very beautiful. She is very beautiful. In both cases, very is an adverb. Okay, now that you know what adverbs, when it's used slightly out of context is, okay, whether you're describing an adverb or an adjective, it is still an adverb. Okay, awful is an adjective, I told you, right? The food from that restaurant is awful. She is awfully good in the kitchen. Now, this has a negative connotation while this has a positive connotation. How is that possible? Awful, we typically associate with negative connotation, correct? Now, the food from that restaurant is awful, meaning the food from that restaurant is bad, it's terrible, okay? So, a synonym here would be terrible. Now, she is awfully good in the kitchen. Good is a positive connotation, and then I attach awfully here. It is an adverb. It intensifies the adjective good. Okay, she is awfully good, meaning she's very good. So this has a positive connotation. When I say she's awfully good in the kitchen, I mean to say that she's very good in the kitchen. She's excellent with her food preparation. She's a great cook. Okay, so whenever you look at awful and awfully, understand the connotation. Awfully is an adverb typically used to intensify. If you just, replace awfully with very, you get the very simple meaning of that particular sentence. For example, if you're confused, look at this. She's awfully good in the kitchen. I just replace awfully with very. She's very good in the kitchen. Absolutely no problem understanding that, correct? You get the import of that sentence. So do that henceforth. Whenever you see awfully, try replacing that word with very. Okay? So you would understand that it is definitely a positive connotation there. Got it? Next, okay. Find, found, they are both verbs. Okay? Now, find in past tense, yes, it becomes found. Okay? But the base verb found, founded, from which you get founder. Okay, this, okay, now look at this. To find is to look for something and actually get it, correct? Hey, I lost this pen. Oh, yeah. Help me find it. I found it. Got it? So, in this case, find is the base verb. Help me find that lost pen. I have found this pen. I am the finder. Got it? But when I found a company, okay, which means I actually start a company, I become the founder of that company. The company is founded by me. Now remember, founded, founder in this particular context is perfect. You cannot really say finded. That is wrong. Okay, he did not, you cannot say he founded the company. He founded the company. I found that pen lying around in that classroom there. Okay, so finded is wrong. Founded has a very different meaning altogether. Find versus found. Okay, founder, co-founder. From this again you get foundation. Okay. Next, let's look at the previous contest question. It was later found that the automobile company had dash with the exhaust valve function. So I am looking for a verb here. And had dash the numbers to get green certifications. Okay, so both the verbs are in past tense, we understand that, but then yes, all of the options are again verbs in past tense. Okay, now let's look at the options. Fitted, chided. Okay, now fitted, he fit in with his social circles. Okay, typically we use fit in past tense as well, but in this case fitted as in retrofitted, fitted sheets. So retrofitting, do you know what that means? So that is a computer programming term or a manufacturer term, retrofitting. Okay, something very simple I would like to help you understand fitted with. So there are bed sheets which have elastic in the corners, correct? So you need not really take much effort in maintaining your bed sheets without crease. All you do is just fit them into the corners. They're already fit. So that is a fitted sheet. In this case though, it is an adjective and not a verb. Fitted is definitely an adjective, almost never used as a verb. We can eliminate that, okay, because it's not a verb, it's an adjective. We are, on the other hand, looking for verbs in the past tense. Chided means scold. Okay, now you can't scold numbers to get green certification, right? You are typically looking at something that means someone has manipulated numbers to get certain certifications. Torpedo is a missile. When you use torpedoed, it means launched in in a super fast fashion. Fluke is luck. Hey, you know what? He just fluked with it. Okay, so had fluked the numbers. No, you see, fluke can hit you. You cannot really go around looking for a fluke. Okay, fluke is something that just happens by chance. Then there is tampered and fudged. Look at this. The automobile company had tampered with the exhaust valve functions and had fudged the numbers. Fudge means manipulate. Tamper is to damage. Okay, play around with. This fits in beautifully. It's a contender, but let's look at the other options as well. Delivered. The company delivered exhaust valve functions. Mercerized. Mercerization is a process that is involved with fabric manufacture. So it has nothing to do with this context. So this again does not fit in. C is your answer. Any problem here? Now, let's look at the I hope you had a good run with the contest question. Yeah, Apeksha, and she says it's B. We will be discussing the contest question in the next class, Apeksha. Good job with that. By the way, Apeksha, how good is your preparation with IBPS? Would you like to say that? You can make use of the commenting forum to just let us know about it. Meanwhile, let's just go forward with farther and further. Now, quite a few people get confused between farther and further. Far is to do with distance. Okay, so you can you're right in saying the school is 2 kilometers farther than this. So this is strictly to do with physical distance. You can measure the distance, okay? But further means, it means farther, but not the physical distance. I would like to work further to achieve my dreams. So Apeksha says, oh, okay, ma'am, not so good. Okay, why? Would you like some help? Just get back to us, please reach out to us for any help that you would require. Yes, Apeksha? All right. So, further means just intensification. I want to go further with my career. I would like to run further than, let's say, a full marathon. Okay. So, further does not have to do with distance, while farther is strictly about physical distance. Okay. Now, another word that people get very confused with, hang, hung, and then hanged. Hang is, okay, I hang my clothes out to dry on a clothesline. Okay, so this is my clothesline, and yeah. Okay, so that's a bath towel that I've hung there to dry. Okay, so it's drying. Hang is to suspend in air. I've suspended this towel to be air dried, correct? Now, this hang is to do with anything. Okay, I can hang this pen with a with a thread. I can hang it somewhere. But when you say hang in this particular fashion, the past tense is hung. Hang those towels to dry. Got it? Then the past tense usage would be those towels are being hung out to dry. Okay, or those towels are being hung out to be dried in the sun. Okay, so this is the past tense. But when you hang someone who has committed murder, say, so he's being hanged, that hang, the past tense is hanged. So when it is a person in a gallows, so when it is a person who's hanging himself or someone else is hanging him in the gallows, say, okay, so that would be hang, hanging, hanged. Okay, so when the justice assigns the the form, he says this person should be hanged until death. Okay, so this is the very subtle difference between hang and hanged. hang, hung, and hanged. Okay, so do not use hanged for everyday objects like putting clothes out to dry. Okay, hanged is, you know, for the hanging of a person. So we come to a close of you know, correct usage. A very quick recap about this. Okay, several words. Number one, you know, there are words that you can use out of context. Okay, for example, now apathy and stoic, they mean the same, but this is a noun and this is a adjective. Okay, so you need to understand what part of speech word goes where. Okay, irrespective of the meaning. And then there are idioms and phrases. We have seen quite a few. Example, anything? He beat me black and blue. Meaning he beat me up and I'm all bruises. Okay, so the idea of black and blue, it's an idiom, it's a phrase, by the way. It means that, you know, someone beat me up so badly that I'm so bruised. Okay, that all my bruises are blue, black, whatever. Black and blue is something that means you've been beaten very badly. Okay, then beat, the verb. This is the present tense, simple present. Beat again is past. There are words where you do not attach ed to make it past tense, correct? This is one of those words. Beated is wrong, and typically quite a few people say bet. What's beat? He beat me up. Then today we've seen confusing words completely out of context, but because the words are very similar. I'll give you one more example. Adapt versus adopt. Then indentation, giving rise to indent. Then intention, giving rise to intent. Your intent is your aim. Okay, indent on the other hand, indentation is a curve, or you know, you have an indent in your you have an indentation in your car, meaning you've had a bad hit somewhere. Okay, then similar stuff. Quite a few people have problems with content, contention, contentious. Verb and noun. Okay, adjective and noun. Okay, now contend is to fight. Okay, contention, contest, these are the noun forms, okay, of this verb. Contest, a competition. Okay, so contend is to fight. You fight it out in a contest to win the contest. Contention is the feeling of fight, aggression that is there in the competition. Then contentious means very aggressive. I'll write it out here. Now this series has nothing to do with this. Content, Okay, I'm content with what I have. This is the adjective. I feel very content after that particular lunch. Then the other content, okay, is the noun form. You can say, I have a lot of content when I go to the park and just sit there, relax and do nothing. The other content, remember that it is pronounced differently. Contents of this letter, meaning components. Okay, so there are several such words that are extremely confusing. Okay, so have a look at whatever we've already discussed in these terms. Okay, so there are quite a few questions that would be framed based on common confusions. This would help you overcome all those confusions. Okay, so we summarize correct usage kind of questions and exercises, the concepts, discussion on that with this class. Next class we would be starting with RC, reading comprehension. So Apeksha and others, while you're watching this, if you have any doubts, just get back to us. Okay. Now CPP time. You have a very well curated list of 10 questions that form your CPP, or the class participation package. Okay. So the CPP is open only to passport members. So please have a look at your CPP, share it with others by all means, and have a great Saturday. Thank you very much. Bye Apeksha. Nice meeting you. Nice interacting with you. Bye.